Storm Tracker weather with meteorologist Bill Guile. Brought to you by the Preserve Sporting Club and Resort.
Good evening, everyone. We started the day off rather wet around here in 2025 for that matter, but it was a very mild day. In fact, going into the record books, the high temperature today made it to 51 degrees, well above the average. In fact, we started off with a morning low that was above the average high for the day. Not a record, but nonetheless a very mild day across the region. And we got into some sunshine for the afternoon, but now there's another round of showers moving on in. And we're not going to get a whole lot of rainfall out of this, maybe a tenth to at the most a quarter inch in a few spots. But you can see the yellows are beginning to blossom in the eastern Connecticut. So they're going to kind of move in. It's a little steadier area of rain or briefly moderate or heavier downpour for a short time. But the whole mass itself is going to move through pretty much by 10 o'clock tonight. You don't have to worry about the snow that you're seeing showing up in the Berkshires and out into New York State. That is not going to make it here. And in fact, any snow that does tend to fall, if it happens to get into northern Worcester County, is just going to tend to melt right away anyway. All right, but what we are going to be dealing with after the rain is the increasing wind and the colder temperatures. So a wind advisory will go up in effect at 7 o'clock this evening for the entire southern New England state region, and there's a potential of some damaging wind gusts during the course of the afternoon tomorrow in particular, especially around the northern portion of the state up and into Worcester County, where we could be seeing the winds gusting between 50 and 55 miles per hour. But I also mentioned it's coming with the colder temperatures, so while right now it's pretty mild still, everybody's holding on to the upper 40s to near 50 degrees region wide. Watch what happens as I widen out and show you where the colder air mass is coming from up into Canada here. Yeah, we've got single digits and quite a bit of frigid air up in this region that is poised to cross the Great Lakes and come down towards New England in slightly modified form as it gets here for the weekend. So you'll see the numbers in the extended forecast coming up in the 7-day forecast. But as this cold dome of air moves down upon the region, if there's any good news to be heard from it, is that it is going to have the tendency to shunt the storm track to our south. So we are going to stay dry at least right through the weekend and perhaps into early next week, with any storminess most likely staying off the mid-Atlantic coastline and heading out to sea, not bothering us whatsoever. So that's kind of the good news, if you will, having to settle with the cold air coming into the region. So here's how it's all playing out. That's our storm system from this morning. It's gone. A little bit of energy coming through for the evening hours, and that'll depart quickly this evening. And we'll get back to sunshine for tomorrow morning. Few clouds passing by for the afternoon, but it'll be a very blustery day out there, and the colder air will continue to feed in as we go into Friday and Saturday. The winds will slowly ease through that time frame, so it is going to be a rather chilly stretch ahead. We'll be talking about wind chills even tomorrow that'll make it feel like it's down into the 20s. But here's the close-up view of what's going on for the evening hours. Notice all the way until about 9-10 o'clock that we'll be dealing with rain shower activity. After that, we're drying up, and yes, you may see a few wet snowflakes up towards Killingly, Connecticut, or over towards Worcester. But again, nothing that's going to last more than an hour, and it's certainly just going to melt. It's not until daybreak that we get down close to freezing in a few spots around the area, and then just a few clouds for the afternoon, with temperatures heading up to near 40 degrees. But again, the wind is a story continuing to ramp up as we go into tomorrow. Region-wide, winds will be gusting 40 to 50 miles per hour across the region. These winds slowly ease, as I said, going into Friday and Saturday, and the temperature just continues to drop down through the low 30s. In fact, Sunday we'll struggle to hit 30 degrees, and Monday we'll watch a storm pass well to the south. I don't think it's going to reach us, so we'll just stay dry, and you can see going into next week we stay cold as well. That's your latest forecast.